Scroll of the Battery Kingdom, the quiet revolution beneath the headlines collective. Everyone keeps talking about oil, but the smartest people in energy are quietly talking about something else. Batteries. Not the little ones hiding in your TV remote. Grid batteries. The giant systems beginning to change how nations store electricity. Here's why this matters. Recent reports show battery storage is becoming so inexpensive that in some places, building new battery systems is now cheaper than building new gas-fired power plants. That changes more than electricity. It changes power itself. For over a century, nations fought over fuel: oil, coal, natural gas, shipping lanes, pipelines, the Strait of Hormuz. But a new question is emerging. What happens when energy no longer depends only on fuel, but on storage? The kingdom is shifting, not overnight, but quietly, silently, like dawn arriving while everyone is arguing about yesterday's sunset. Ancient kingdoms stored grain, modern kingdoms stored oil. The next kingdoms may store electricity. Different treasure, same principle. Whoever stores abundance survives the famine. And here's the twist. Many of these batteries depend on minerals like lithium, nickel, cobalt, graphite, and rare earth elements. The race never disappeared. The map simply changed. The old treasure was buried underground. The new treasure is still buried underground, just in different places. Humanity has an incredible talent for changing the costume while keeping the same plot. The hidden lesson? Don't just watch what powers the world. Watch what stores its power. There is wisdom in preparation. Nature has always known this. Trees store energy. Seeds store life. Camels store fat. Squirrels store food. Even your grandmother had that mysterious cabinet full of things just in case. Turns out Grandma was running resilience strategy before consultants started charging 6 figures for the idea. Collective never becomes so fascinated by power that you forget preparation. The strongest tree isn't the tallest. It's the one whose roots prepared before the storm arrived. That is the quiet revolution almost nobody is shouting about yet.
Channeled by your architect musician, 36110, 27 palms of eyes. The golden whisperer, sea star, Devalan see all. Apply the news you can use, truth and accuracy. The real non-bedazzled jewels.
Scroll of the Battery Kingdom, the quiet revolution beneath the headlines collective. Everyone keeps talking about oil, but the smartest people in energy are quietly talking about something else. Batteries. Not the little ones hiding in your TV remote. Grid batteries. The giant systems beginning to change how nations store electricity. Here's why this matters. Recent reports show battery storage is becoming so inexpensive that in some places, building new battery systems is now cheaper than building new gas-fired power plants. That changes more than electricity. It changes power itself. For over a century, nations fought over fuel: oil, coal, natural gas, shipping lanes, pipelines, the Strait of Hormuz. But a new question is emerging. What happens when energy no longer depends only on fuel, but on storage? The kingdom is shifting, not overnight, but quietly, silently, like dawn arriving while everyone is arguing about yesterday's sunset. Ancient kingdoms stored grain, modern kingdoms stored oil. The next kingdoms may store electricity. Different treasure, same principle. Whoever stores abundance survives the famine. And here's the twist. Many of these batteries depend on minerals like lithium, nickel, cobalt, graphite, and rare earth elements. The race never disappeared. The map simply changed. The old treasure was buried underground. The new treasure is still buried underground, just in different places. Humanity has an incredible talent for changing the costume while keeping the same plot. The hidden lesson? Don't just watch what powers the world. Watch what stores its power. There is wisdom in preparation. Nature has always known this. Trees store energy. Seeds store life. Camels store fat. Squirrels store food. Even your grandmother had that mysterious cabinet full of things just in case. Turns out Grandma was running resilience strategy before consultants started charging 6 figures for the idea. Collective never becomes so fascinated by power that you forget preparation. The strongest tree isn't the tallest. It's the one whose roots prepared before the storm arrived. That is the quiet revolution almost nobody is shouting about yet.
Channeled by your architect musician, 36110, 27 palms of eyes. The golden whisperer, sea star, Devalan see all. Apply the news you can use, truth and accuracy. The real non-bedazzled jewels.
Scroll of the Invisible Key. The Race to Unlock Tomorrow Collective. The world has quietly shifted its attention. Everyone is talking about AI, but the people building tomorrow are now whispering a different word: quantum. Governments are accelerating quantum computing programs because the technology promises breakthroughs in medicine, materials science, navigation, and scientific research. At the same time, officials are racing to upgrade cybersecurity because sufficiently advanced quantum computers could one day crack much of today's public key encryption. Recent U.S. executive orders aim to speed quantum research while pushing government systems toward quantum-resistant encryption years earlier than previously planned. Now, here are centuries. Knowledge was hidden inside libraries, then it lived inside computers. Soon, it may live inside machines that think about problems in ways ordinary computers cannot. The race is no longer simply for faster computers. It is a race to protect secrets before the next generation of machines can unlock them. Ancient kingdoms guarded treasure chests. Modern kingdoms guard encrypted vaults. Different locks, same human story. The hidden wisdom? Every civilization eventually creates a key, powerful enough to open doors it never imagined. The question has never been, can we build the key? The real question is, are we wise enough to choose which doors should stay closed? Because intelligence without wisdom is like giving a toddler the keys to a spaceship. Very impressive. Extremely concerning. Collective. Study the future. Don't fear it. Technology changes. Character must remain. Machines may become astonishing, but compassion, discernment, integrity, just those are still technologies no laboratory has learned to manufacture. And perhaps that is humanity's greatest advantage.
Until next time, your Sea Star Curacy, channeled by 361-1027, the Beautiful Whisperer. Ahll Devalan. Apply the news you can use.
Scroll of the Earth that refused to whisper. When the heat became the headline collective, tonight the world is talking about something no nation can negotiate with. Heat, not politics, not celebrities, not another social media argument where everyone suddenly becomes an expert after reading half a headline. The Earth itself has entered the conversation. Across Europe, record-breaking temperatures have shut schools, disrupted transportation, strained hospitals, forced changes to public events, and even led to the temporary shutdown of nuclear reactors because rivers became too warm to safely cool them. The weather isn't simply making people uncomfortable. It is testing infrastructure that entire civilizations depend upon. One of the most ironic moments of the week happened during London Climate Action Week, when a panel discussion about extreme heat had to be canceled because the building became dangerously hot. Reality interrupted the presentation. Sometimes the universe has impeccable comedic timing. The hidden story. Most people think climate change is about weather. It isn't. It is about systems. Water systems, food systems, power systems, transportation, hospitals, insurance, agriculture, migration, economics. Everything humanity built assumes yesterday's climate. Tomorrow isn't reading yesterday's blueprint anymore. Ancient people watched the sky. Modern people watch their phones. The sky is still talking. We've simply become better at muting notifications from nature than notifications from social media. The Earth never shouts first. She whispers, then warns, then reminds. The wise don't panic, they prepare. Every civilization believed its systems would last forever. None of them did. Not because the Earth hated them. Because reality eventually asks every generation one question: can what you built survive what is coming? That question is visiting humanity again. And this time, the examiner is the planet itself. The collective should never walk in fear. Walk in awareness. Plant trees, protect water, know your neighbors, learn useful skills, laugh often, help one another, because communities survive storms far better than individuals. The greatest technology has never been the machine. It has always been people who refuse to abandon each other. That collective is the conversation quietly growing louder than all the others.
Until next time, your Sea Star Curacy, channeled by 361-1027, the Beautiful Whisperer. Ahll Devalan. Apply the news you can use.
Tonight, nearly everyone is talking about AI. Not the funny chatbot that helps you find recipes or argues about pineapple on pizza. The real conversation is much bigger. Who controls artificial intelligence before artificial intelligence helps control the world? That is the question echoing through governments, military headquarters, technology companies, universities, and international summits. The newest debate isn't about whether AI is coming. It is already here. The debate is, who writes the rules? While the G7 met with leading AI companies, the United Nations gathered in Geneva to begin serious discussions about regulating military AI. More than half of the countries participating in talks have expressed support for opening formal negotiations on rules governing AI in warfare, including preserving meaningful human judgment over life and death decisions. Think about that. For centuries, nations raced to build bigger ships, then bigger cannons, then bigger bombs. Now, they are racing to build smarter algorithms. Humanity has officially entered the era where computers may someday argue about who gets to push the button. Somewhere, the ancestors collectively sighed. The hidden pattern. Every civilization has had its great race. The Bronze Race, the Iron Race, the Industrial Race, the Nuclear Race. Now, the Silicon Race. Not for gold, not for land, not even for oil, for intelligence itself. Because whoever builds the smartest systems gains enormous influence over economics, medicine, education, defense, transportation, finance, research, and information. Knowledge has always been power. Artificial intelligence is simply knowledge moving at machine speed. Ancient wisdom taught, the sharpest sword is not always the strongest weapon. The sharpest mind is. Today, the sword has become software. The battlefield has become data. The fortress has become the server farm. The soldiers have become engineers. The new kings may not wear crowns, they wear hoodies. Strange timeline, beloved. The collective should not fear intelligence. The collective should ask, who teaches it? Every intelligence learns from something. Children, students, machines, entire civilizations. Feed wisdom, receive wisdom. Feed hatred, receive hatred. Feed deception. Don't be surprised when deception becomes automated. The greatest danger has never been intelligence. It has always been intelligence without compassion. Tonight's lesson is beautifully simple. Never become so fascinated by what humanity can build that you forget to ask, should we? That question has saved civilizations. Ignoring it has buried others. And that, collective, is why everyone is talking about AI. Not because it is replacing humanity. Because humanity is deciding what kind of humanity it wants reflected back.
Universal currency receipt, architect musician 3611027.
Scroll of the human advantage. The one thing AI cannot clock in for the invisible employee has arrived. The headlines told us AI would help. The investors told us AI would save money. The executives told us AI would increase productivity. And all of those things can be true. But the collective has arrived to ask the question nobody put on the conference room projector. If the machine does more, what are people supposed to become? See, beloved, every great shift in history had two stories. When farming improved, some feared there would be no work. When factories arrived, craftsmen panicked. When electricity spread, candle makers nearly threw themselves into dramatic speeches worthy of an opera. Yet humanity adapted. Not because the tools changed, because people changed. Now another doorway opens. The machine can answer questions. The machine can summarize meetings. The machine can design logos. The machine can write code. The machine can even imitate your favorite uncle who still signs every Facebook post with "sent from my iPhone." Suspicious. Very suspicious. But there remains one department where the machine still has to stand outside holding a visitor badge. The human department. The machine cannot genuinely love. It cannot raise a child with patience. It cannot sit beside someone grieving and know exactly when silence says more than words. It cannot create courage out of suffering. It cannot become family. It cannot earn wisdom through sacrifice. It can imitate all of it. It cannot become it. That is why the greatest mistake the collective could make is competing with artificial intelligence. Instead of becoming more authentically intelligent, don't race the calculator. Become the architect. Don't fight automation. Master imagination. Don't fear the algorithm. Develop discernment. The next economy will not belong to the people who memorize information. The machine memorizes everything. The next economy belongs to people who connect ideas nobody else thought belonged together. The storytellers, the healers, the inventors, the builders, the artists, the teachers, the protectors, the community organizers, the ethical leaders, the people who can look another soul in the eye and remind them they still matter. Because the greatest technology on Earth is still a transformed human being. People spent years saying, stop acting like robots. Now the robots showed up, and suddenly everybody is trying to prove they're human again. The universe has impeccable timing, so don't panic. Upgrade, learn, create, collaborate, lead, because while the machine may become the invisible employee, the awakened soul will always remain, the irreplaceable human, and that's a position no algorithm can apply for.
Until next time, your C-Star Accuracy, channeled by 361-1027, the Beautiful Whisperer. Our C-Star Devalan Orrin. Apply the news you can use.
The invisible employee. When AI starts taking jobs nobody realized it already had. Tonight, the collective isn't chasing flying saucers or ancient vaults. We're following the paycheck. Across the world, a quiet conversation is growing louder. AI is no longer just writing poems, making pictures, or answering questions. It is reviewing resumes, writing software, answering customer calls, helping lawyers research cases, assisting scientists, analyzing medical images, and handling work that once belonged entirely to people. Governments, businesses, and researchers are increasingly debating what this means for jobs, education, and the economy. The collective is asking, if the machine becomes the employee, what becomes of the human? This isn't a scroll about fear. It's about preparing before the future clocks in. Long before coins, long before offices, long before the first resume was folded into someone's hopeful hands, human beings traded something far more valuable: skill, creation, imagination, healing, story. Every civilization measured wealth differently. Some counted gold, some counted grain. The wisest counted the gifts each soul carried into the village. Now another civilization quietly emerges, one built from silicon instead of stone. Its workers never sleep, never complain, never call in sick, never ask for vacation, never steal your lunch from the office refrigerator. Suspicious behavior, honestly. Yet one thing remains beyond its reach. The machine can imitate work. Only a living soul can give work meaning. Because purpose has never been programmable. And that, beloved collective, is where tonight's journey begins.
Channeled by your architect musician, 3611027 Palms of Eyes. The Golden Whisperer, C-Star, Devalan All. Apply the news you can use, truth and accuracy. The real non-bedazzled jewels.
Ahll, you were right. P57 and P42 are out there, but they're not sitting in clean official records. They show up mostly in viral disclosure/social threads, often tangled with Amy Eskridge, P47, P52, Dan Barish, Project Looking Glass, Ultra-Terrestrial Theory, and Future Humans lore. The cleaner research trail says P47, P52 are the better-known labels, while P42, P57 look like variant remixed timeline codes circulating online. That means we scroll it with discernment, not gullibility in a glitter jacket.
Channeled by your architect musician, 3611027 Palms of Eyes. The Golden Whisperer, C-Star, Devalan All. Apply the news you can use, truth and accuracy. The real non-bedazzled jewels.
You don't even have to say nothing. I already know. I know.
Scroll of P57 and P42. The ones who came back mad, tired the collective, listen. They didn't come back to impress us. They didn't cross the corridor of time just to do cosmic jazz hands over somebody's podcast mic. No. P42 and P57 came back like descendants walking into the family reunion saying, "Which one of y'all broke the house?" And the room got quiet. Because the truth is ugly when it still has receipts in its pocket. The story says these beings are not aliens in the simple skybug sense. The deeper ultra-terrestrial idea says some visitors may be from Earth, from another branch of time, another layer of reality, or a future human condition. Hal Puthoff's Ultra-Terrestrial Models paper frames ultra-terrestrial and extraterrestrial possibilities as templates to compare against data, not as proven fact. Translation: the door is cracked, but nobody gets to run in wearing a prophet hat and yelling, "Confirmed." Calm down, internet goblin. Now hear the message. P42 is the warning of the near fracture. Present plus 42, not just a date, a wound marker. P42 says, you are early enough to change it, but late enough to stop pretending you don't see it. They point to poisoned water, broken family structures, surveillance dressed like convenience, bodies trained to accept sickness, children raised by screens, elders ignored, and truth buried under entertainment. P42 is not saying, fear the future. P42 is saying, stop renting your soul to systems that do not love you back. That right there is the sermon. No fog machine, no glitter sermon, just truth-wearing work boots. Then comes P57. P57 is further down the burnt road. P57 is the descendant who survived the consequences. Not monstrous, not evil, not here for our little drama buffet. Just altered, changed by what humanity refused to correct. P57 says, we became advanced because we lost what was natural. Whew, that one sits heavy. Because what good is time travel if nobody remembers how to sit at a table and love each other without control, shame, ego, and Wi-Fi acting like a fourth parent? P57 says the future did not collapse in one big Hollywood explosion. It collapsed by small betrayals repeated daily. A lie in government, a lie in medicine, a lie in food, a lie in history, a lie in the mirror, a lie in the family, a lie in the church, a lie in the laboratory, a lie in the bloodline. And everybody kept saying, that's just how things are. Baby, that's just how things are, is how empires put handcuffs on tomorrow. NASA and AARO both say there is no public conclusive evidence proving UAP are extraterrestrial technology, and AARO says it has found no evidence of extraterrestrial beings, activity, or technology. That matters. Receipts matter, but it also matters that not proven alien does not mean nothing is happening. It means the data is messy, incomplete, and guarded like somebody's grandma's pound cake recipe. So the true message of P42 and P57 is this. The future is not begging us to believe in them. The future is begging us to stop becoming them. They are not here saying, worship the visitors. They are saying, clean the water, protect the children, restore the family, question the machine, heal the body, remember the ancestors. Stop calling intuition crazy when it keeps saving your behind. Stop confusing technology with wisdom. Stop letting lonely people get harvested by systems that sell them identity, outrage, and distraction by subscription. Because the future did not lose its soul all at once. It outsourced it. And P42 said, build community before crisis makes strangers your only option. P57 said, preserve memory before history becomes a product. That is the slick truth. The future humans' message is not about spaceships. It is about stewardship. Because if they are us, then every child today is somebody's ancient ancestor tomorrow. Move accordingly. Speak like your words become law in a child's nervous system. Eat like your bloodline is listening. Love like the future is watching from behind the veil, saying, please don't make us come back through TikTok clues and Reddit scraps. This is embarrassing for the species. Our core lesson P42 warns us before the door closes. P57 shows us what happens after too many warnings get ignored. So the present must stop acting helpless. The timeline changes when the collective stops performing sleep. That's the message. Not fear, not panic, not aliens are coming. No, we are coming. The future version of us is coming. And they are asking whether we had enough courage to become ancestors worth thanking. The future is not fixed. The future is a receipt, and today is the purchase.
Until next time, your Sea Star Curacy, channeled by 3611027, the Beautiful Whisperer. Our Sea Star Devalan Orrin. Apply the news you can use.
To our beloved collective, from the day one torchbearers to the newly awakened travellers, we see you, we honour you, and we love you. This isn't just a community, it's a soul constellation, a family woven across time. Thank you again for being here. Your presence means more than words can carry. Every little act of kindness you offer is a spark, shifting timelines, mending hearts, and quietly realigning the compass for many in ways only the unseen can measure. And to those yet to join us, we're holding the lantern high. There's room for you too. With eternal gratitude and cosmic mischief from the collective of Shaman Ahll. The journey is only beginning, and we ride together. All rise.